Kenpo Karate kids program that we do here at the Bluegrass Martial Arts here in Louisville, Kentucky, with the instruction videos we're going to have here are really designed more for the future instructors that we're going to have. As someone reaches the second brown level and they're learning the last of the brown belt levels, it's required of them to know all of the kids programming, so wanted to make that available. And anyone else that might be interested, parents can of course view it and help monitor the kids as they practice at home. It will be hard to just pick this stuff up if it's just the kid watching the videos. They won't be able to sit down and just watch the videos and make a whole lot of sense out of it, because there'll be a lot of information coming really fast. And the whole point of the kids program is to stair-step things in a manner that a child as young as 5 can start to see some rewards for that progress that they're making, because all the kids' levels, all 7 of them, they follow the same color level that the adult program does, but they're stripe levels within still the white belt level. So even as they complete that program, their final level really just sets them to graduate into the adult program. A kid that has completed the children's program isn't more advanced than someone who is in the adult program, because the yellow belt, the first level of the yellow belt program, still demands more than that last level of the kids program does. So it's designed to stair-step it up that way. But for the instructors, this video series is more designed to help them start to see this in a coherent way, to take the material and be able to put it to memory. There's a lot of memory devices to help out with that. Now, that said, I want to move into the first technique. The first technique we'll find in both it'll be the first one they learn, and we follow the Tracy's Kenpo pattern of what they've often done with their techniques is have, as you learn the technique, there's a version A, there's a version B, there's a version C, and each version is really just adding one upon the other. So version B takes the steps of A and adds a step, and version C then adds a step onto that. So really, when you're looking at the last version, you've got the completed technique. And it's a clever way to kind of stair-step a learning process. It sets up a device where you don't just kind of throw the entire technique at a student all at once, but you build it up in its parts. You build it up with the defense, and then you build it up with its follow-up, and then you build it up with a counter-strike, and then you build it to that point where you're finally ready to make an exit. And that's a smart way to build a technique. So several of the techniques within the kids program do just that. We're going to introduce them at the first level, but they'll be very, very basic, very simple, just a couple moves, and that's it. Then we'll come back, we'll skip a level, we'll come back again, and we'll introduce those techniques again, but we'll add a step to them. And then you'll see them later, and they'll add another step to them. So by the time you reach the last level, you'll have a sense of what the full technique was supposed to be. The first technique in the Kenpo Karate for Kids program is whipping backfist. In whipping backfist, these are 1 steps, so we're building a step each time. The design of these are the attacker first takes position, kind of ready, and then they signal to the student that they're going to attack. Again, this is supposed to be for teaching kids, so we don't want to surprise them or put them in a situation where they're uncomfortable. So I was explaining to them first. Now the attack's going to be that I step and I'm punching at you. And as I step and do this punch, before I do that, I'm going to shout. I give the war cry, Ace! That way they know, okay, this attack is, I'm ready to deliver it, but then they're going to answer that. I'm not going to punch until they're ready, and they're going to answer by shouting back. And when they shout back, that means they're ready for the punch to come in, and I can begin the technique. So the first technique that they have in the Kenpo Karate for Kids is whipping backfist. And whipping backfist at its different levels. First one is just the yellow stripe. They're going to advance inward block to that punch, and with the same hand, deliver a backfist. Thus the name whipping backfist. Whipping backfist to the temple. I usually have my hand up by my head so they actually have a target to hit that way. And that's all there is at the yellow stripe stage. They step in, block, backfist, and that's it. When we come into the purple stripe stage, we're going to add a follow-up to that. So it'll go whipping backfist, will be the block, still the back fist, but we're going to follow with a cross punch there. So at purple stripe, whipping back fist has that cross punch as well. We're going to skip another level, skip the blue stripe, and we'll come to the green stripe. And when we get to the green stripe, we're going to add an uppercut, thrusting uppercut to the abdomen. So whipping back fist now is a block, followed by the back fist, followed by the punch to the chin, followed by the uppercut. And I emphasize that they have to chamber this other hand across their torso here, above where they're doing that right uppercut punch. So the whole thing now at a green stripe is block, back fist, cross punch, and the thrusting uppercut with this other hand cross-chambered high. So you can see each step is building up. And we're kind of building our way towards that same coordination that they're going to need for 5 swords here, right with the first technique. So far we have our back fist, cross punch, and our thrusting uppercut. Now from here we're going to move into the last level, the red stripe, and I'm going to add 2 moves to complete the whole technique of whipping back fist. And it won't be identical to 5 swords or to the even doing it with closed fists, but we'll inward block followed by the back fist, followed by the cross punch, followed by the uppercut, and then from here there's going to be a back fist strike. So there's uppercut, back fist strike to the side of the head, and it finishes with an inward hook punch to the head. And that's the entire technique at the red stripe stage with whipping back fist goes. Inward block, back fist, cross punch, uppercut, back fist, inward hook. Putting it all together, they should start speeding it up already at this stage. You're going to see these techniques also show up in the forms, particularly the advanced forms. The advanced forms are going to take almost, between the 2 of them, almost all of the kids' techniques that make up the whole system, and in their completed state, put them into the form. In between doing Advanced Form 1 and Advanced Form 2 and the Escape set, just practicing those 3 things, you'll be covering the entire kids program that way. And that way it gives you a memory device. It's a lot easier. You just keep up with those 3 things. You're kind of keeping tabs on all the material together. And when someone's reaching that stage, they've achieved the 2nd brown, they can learn those 3 really quite quickly and easily. It becomes more then about developing the teaching. Okay, now you know all the parts, but let's break it down. How do we teach that to a young child here? How do we break down just this? Gain their trust, let them know you're not actually going to punch them, but that they need to feel confident. It's about building that confidence and understanding just the basics of what an inward block is. Because they're going to see the outward block too, and they will get the 2 confused. So, this beginning stage here, again at the yellow stripe, it's just a block and a back fist. That's all there is to it. Then at the 2 stages from there, the purple stripe, they're going to add a cross punch to the series. And then we move into the green stripe, they're going to add the uppercut to it, along with this horizontal check here. And then the final is the red stripe level that we have for the kids program, and it does the back fist, cross punch, uppercut, another back fist, and an inward hook punch to the head. And that makes up the whole 1-step technique of whipping back fist.